there. Okay, so we are on Scythe, and we are in chapter 16. We finished last time with chapter 15, and the journal at the end was by Goddard, the Scythe that is does the mass killings and kind of challenged Faraday with having two apprenticeships. So I wonder where this is going. And Citra kissed Rowan and then said, "I just want you to know I'm not into you." And he was like, "Well, I'm not into you either." I'm not sure I believe that. So chapter 16, Pool Boy. There was a scythe at the door of the the executive mansion. Actually, a quartet of them, although the other three stood back, allowing the one in the royal blue to be the point man. The executive was frightened, terrified actually, but he hadn't risen to this level of success by wearing his emotions on his sleeve. He had a keen mind and a consummated poker face. He would not be intimidated by death on his doorstep, even when death's robe was studded with diamonds. "I'm surprised you got to the front door without my gate guards alerting me," the executive then said, as nonchalant as could be. "They would have alerted you, but we gleaned them," one of the other Scythes said, a woman in green, with Pan-Asian leanings. The executive would not allow this news to daunt him. "Ah, so you need me to give you their personal information in order for you to alert their families?" "Not exactly," said the lead Scythe. "May we come in?" And since the executive knew he didn't have the right to refuse, he stepped aside. The diamond-studded Scythe and his rainbow of subordinates followed, looking around at the understated opulence of this mansion. "I am Honorable Scythe Goddard. These are my junior associates, Scythe Volta, Chomsky, and Rand." "Sharp robes," commented the executive, still successfully caping his fear. "Thank you," said Scythe Goddard. "I can see you are a man of taste. My compliments to your decorator." That would be my wife," he then said, then inwardly grimaced that he had brought her up in any way for the attention of the life takers. Scythe Volta, the one in yellow with Afric look about him, strolled around the grand foyer, peering through the archways that led to the other areas of the mansion. "Excellent feng shui," he then said. "Energy flow is very important in a house so large." "I imagine there's a good-sized pool," said one of the flame-colored robes, resembling or embedded with rubies. Scythe Chomsky. He was blond, pale, and brutish. The executive wondered if they were enjoying prolonging their encounter. The more he played along, the more power they had, so he cut through the small talk before they could see him crack. "May I ask your business here?" Scythe Goddard glanced at him but ignored the question. He gestured to his subordinates, and two of the three left. The one in yellow took the winding stairs, and the woman in green went to explore the rest of the first floor. The pale one in orange stayed nearby. He was the largest of them and perhaps a bodyguard for their leader. As if anyone would actually be stupid enough to strike a Scythe. The executive wondered where his children were at the moment. Out back with the nanny? Upstairs? He wasn't sure, and the last thing he wanted was to have Scythes in his house out of sight. "Wait," he said. "Whatever your purpose, I'm sure we could reach some sort of arrangement. You do know who I am, don't you?" Scythe Goddard took in a piece of artwork on display in the foyer instead of looking at him. "Someone wealthy enough to own a chajon?" Could it be that he didn't know that their presence here was not planned but random? Scythes were supposed to be random in their choices, but this random? He found it quite frustrating. "Please," the executive said. "I'm Maximus Easley. Surely the name means something to you." The Scythe looked at him without a hint of recognition. It was the flame-clad one who reacted. "The guy who runs Regenesis?" Finally, there came recognition from Goddard. "Oh, right, your company is number 2 in the turn corner industry. Soon to be number 1, Easley then reflectively bragged. "Once we release our technology that allows cellular regeneration beyond the 21st year, I have friends who've used your services. I myself have yet to turn the corner. You could be the first to officially use our new process." Goddard laughed when he turned to his associate. "Could you imagine me as a teenager? Not a chance." The more amused they were, the more horrified Easley then became. No sense in hiding his desperation anymore. "There must be something you want, something of value I can offer you." And finally Goddard laid his cards on the table. "I want your estate." Easley resisted the urge to say, "Excuse me," but the statement was not ambiguous in any way. It was very odious demand. But Maxim Easley was nothing if not a negotiator. I have a garage with more than a dozen mortal age motor vehicles, priceless, every last one of them. You can have any of them. You can have them all. The Scythe stepped closer and easily suddenly found himself pressed to his neck, to the right of his Adam's apple. He never saw a Scythe draw it. So quick was that he had seemed to just appear at his jugular. Let's clarify, Goddard then said calmly. We are not here to barter or bargain. We are Scythes, which means that by law, anything we want, we can take. Any life we wish to end, we will. Simply as that. You have no power here. Do I make myself clear? Easily nodded, feeling the blade almost but not quite cut his skin as he did. Satisfied, Goddard removed the blade from his neck. An estate like this must require a sizable staff. Housekeepers, gardeners, perhaps even stable personnel. How many do you employ? Easily tried to speak, but nothing came out. He cleared his throat and he tried again. 12, he said. 12 full-time employees. And then the woman in green, Scythe Rand, emerged from the kitchen, bringing with her a man Easley's wife had recently hired. He was in his early 20s, or appeared to be so. Easley couldn't remember his name. And who is this? Goddard asked. The pool boy. Pool boy, mimicked Scythe Rand. Goddard nodded to the muscle-bound Scythe in orange, who had approached the young man, reached up and touched his cheek. The pool boy collapsed to the ground, his head hitting the marble. His eyes stayed open, but no life remained in them. He had been gleaned. It works, Scythe Chomsky then, looking at his hand. Definitely worth what the weapon master paid. Now then, said Goddard, while we were given our rights to take anything we choose, I am a fair man. In exchange for this lovely estate, I will offer you, your family, and your surviving staff full immunity for every year that we choose to remain here. Easley's relief was intense and immediate. How odd, he thought, to have his home stolen and yet feel relieved. On your knees, Goddard then said, and Easley obeyed. Kiss it! Easley did not hesitate. He planted his lips on the ring, pressing hard, feeling the edge of the setting catch on his lip. Now you will go to your office and resign your position, effective immediately. This time Easley did say, excuse me? Someone else can do your job. I'm sure there are others itching for the opportunity. Easley rose, his legs still a bit shaky. But why? Can't I just let me and my family leave? We won't bother you. We'll take nothing but the clothes on our backs. We'll never see you again. But at last. I can't let you leave, Scythe Goddard then said. I need a new pool boy. Oh, man, they are not nice Scythes. Oh. So this executive that has, made tons and tons of money is now going to become his slave at the pool, his pool boy. Interesting. Thanks for listening. Till next time.